Hey everyone, it's Albie. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'll be going over my mid-year freakout tag. So these are some of the highlights and lowlights of my reading thus far this year. So the first question is, what is the best book that you have read in 2023? So far, my favorite book of this year has been Desperate Measures by Katie Robert. It is a dark contemporary retelling of I couldn't say it, Jafar and Jasmine from the Disney classic Aladdin. So I enjoyed it. I will say there is definitely some content warnings you may want to go for. I have them listed in my review, and I think they're also listed on the author's website. But I did enjoy the story a lot, and I look forward to continuing with the series. I'd actually read book 2 first, and I didn't necessarily love it. It was a little too it was a little too S&M for me, and I don't love the whole tie me up, tie me down thing. It just kind of bores me, I guess. So this book I did enjoy a lot more. The second question is best sequel you've read so far in 2023. The best sequel that I've read has been Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey. It's book 2 in the Von Ross series. I'm not quite sure what the series is called. It's just a little duet, sort of like How It Happened One Summer and Hook, Line, and Sinker were duets. Her newer series from 2023 has been also a duet, and I really did enjoy Unfortunately Yours. It's a sort of modern day take on the marriage of convenience trope. It also features enemies to lovers, and I just really enjoyed the story a lot. It was really fun characters, really good spice. I had a lot of humor, and definitely my favorite sequel so far. The third question, a new release you haven't read yet but want to. So let me go to my answers. Okay, Minotaur and Mantras by Ashley Bennett. It's book 3 in the Leviathan fitness series. It's going to be a monster romance. It's been pushed back, I think, at least 2 months or so. So I'm hopeful that it will be published at the end of July. I'm very much looking forward to the book immensely. It looks really cute. It's a monster romance. They're like cozy, spicy monster romances. The first book is Muscles and Monsters, and the sequel is what's it called? Tentacles and Triathlons. I was trying to get Krakens, but this one is Minotaurs and Mantras. It's an older romance. I don't know how old our heroine is. I know she's the mother of the children that were featured in books 2 or 1 and 2, which they're like 25, so I'm assuming she's at least 48, 50, 50 plus. So I'm very much looking forward to that book immensely. So that is Minotaurs and Mantras by Ashley Bennett. All right, question 4. What's the most anticipated release for the second half of the year? So starting in July, I would have to say Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. I was actually sent the art by NetGalley, so I will be reading that in July for like a little mini Christmas in July book thing. Very much looking forward to that book. It's by Avon, so it's not indie published like Winter Shopping was, so I'm assuming it won't be as spicy or explicit as Winter Shopping was. But I love Tessa Bailey. She's one of my all-time favorites, and I can't believe I sent the art. It's just like, I can't believe it's just like crazy to me. But Wreck the Halls, I'm very much looking forward to reading that. And yeah, even though it comes out, I got it early. It does come out in October, so I'm gonna count it. And I would like to read. It's not a new release, but I do want. Hopefully, it'll go on sale because it's kind of expensive. But it's the Julie Murphy, Sarah Simone Christmas book. The sequel comes out this fall as well, but the first one, like Merry Little Mischief, I don't know if that's the first one or the second one, but either way, I had ordered that book, and if y'all remember, it came severely damaged from Amazon. Like, not only was like the cover torn, but like the physical hardback book was like torn on the spine. Like it was like not, it wasn't worth the money to keep it, so I had to send it back. And the ebook price is like $14. I'm just, I don't love to spend that much for an ebook, but I would like to read that Sierra Simone, Julie Murphy, spicy Christmas rom-com as well later this year, and probably the sequel. All right, the fifth question was biggest disappointment of 2023. That had to be Priest by Sierra Simone. I was gifted it by a friend in a gift exchange, and oh my goodness, it was I think I might have been nice to giving it a 3-star, but it was like a 2. I just did not enjoy it. I went over it in my review. It was just like, it's one of those books where it relies heavily on like a taboo trope, And if that doesn't like melt your butter, curl your perm, then you're not really going to enjoy it. Like, I don't really care that much for like priest spice, you know, it's whatever. So it's just kind of like, it plays into like, you want, how, what I assume is the author wrote that book to invoke a physical or something response from her reader, and I didn't have that response. It was just cringy. The whole like little lamb, all I could think about was I don't know if that's from Dumbo or what. It's like little lamb, little lamb. I don't know, some movie, I think. I don't know. It's like Baby Mine is Dumbo, but little lamb. Maybe that's from Lady and the Tramp. Little lamb, little lamb. Maybe she sings that to the baby, lady's mother, when she has her daughter. So yeah, pre-spicy hormone, did not love it. Yeah. Number 6 was my biggest surprise. My biggest surprise was that Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey was a flop for me. The sequel I gave 5 stars to. It was one of my favorites. But Secretly Yours, which is the first book, that one I gave 3. And it was a generous 3. It was mostly a 3 because I love the author. But I did not enjoy that story. I talked about it a little bit. It was just, it wasn't poorly written. It just, the plot was like fuzzy-duzzy. The characters were fine. I just really wasn't impassioned by them. A lot of people were really mad about how Hallie was portrayed as curvy. I never read her like as a plus size heroine. It was more so she's curvy in the sense of Sydney Sweeney from Euphoria and other films is curvy, meaning that she isn't a size 0 and she has a large bosom. You know, that to me, that's how, if I was going to cast that movie, Sydney Sweeney would be the body type basically of Hallie. It's not a plus size heroine, it's just a petite woman that has hips and a large bosom. And I think there was a scene where like the Justin, I think that was the hero's name. He like has a alone time thinking about Hallie and her body, and like someone was like, "Oh, he ogles her body." It's like, well, he's kind of trying to fiddle his battle, so he's playing at his fantasies and what he really wants. You know, I don't take it as being disrespectful. I think he was just trying to get stuff done, get things moving. You know, what to each their own. So yeah, it was just more of a surprise that I didn't love it. So. But the sequel is very good, and you don't have to really read the first one to enjoy the sequel, Unfortunately Yours. That one I did really enjoy. Number 7 is a favorite new author debut or new to you. I did read a lot of new authors this year, but I think my favorite one has to be Elise Kennedy. She wrote Accidentally in Bloom. It was a spicy, reverse, grumpy sunshine, small town rom-com. It was really good. If you're a fan of Tessa Bailey, definitely pick up Accidentally in Bloom by Elise Kennedy. It was just absolutely lovely. Our hero is a florist. He's like very kind and sweet, and then behind closed doors he's kind of like a synodom kind of, not all the way, but it was just really lovely story. I enjoyed the characters, I enjoyed the writing, the spice was really well written, the plot was very clear and concise, and there's a sequel in the works, I know, so I'm very much looking forward to more from this author. So that was Accidentally in Bloom by Elise Kennedy. And I'll try to have all my pictures and stuff in here. All right, number 8 was the newest fictional crush. I would say, oh goodness, what was his name? Daniel from Against the Clock by Brittany Kelly. He was our football hero in that rom-com. It was my first time reading a sports rom-com, and I really did enjoy it. So this was another indie book that I read, and I ate it up. It was just really well written. It had really lovely and developed characters. The spice was good. I felt like our hero and heroine had clear directions. They had strong chemistry. I think this might have been Kelly's second book. I think Brittany Kelly might have written like a Christmas novella just to get her feet wet, but I think this was Against the Clock was her first full-fledged novel. So another one that I just absolutely loved. I talked about it. I think I did a whole video on it, and it was just really a lovely book. So I really did enjoy Daniel as a hero. He's an older football, sort of that scarred hero. He has like kindness, but also a dirty talker. So it was an enjoyable read. Number 9, the question was newest favorite character. There wasn't a character I really truly have loved a lot this year. I kind of could say Jasmine from Desperate Measures, but I don't know. It's more so like I was enjoying that book because I enjoy the cartoon animation Jasmine. So I'm kind of mixing that memory and that building of the arc of the character with that 90, I think it's from 1992, 1991 of Aladdin, and mixing that with Katie Roberts' Jasmine. So I don't know if that's necessarily a fair answer to combine two different creations of Jasmine in my mind and have them kind of like a mashup. So I'll say my favorite character, it's not from a romance novel, but I really did enjoy the character of Karen from Daisy Jones and the Six by, what's her name? Taylor Jenkins Reid. I couldn't think of her name. I really did enjoy Karen. I actually talked to someone on YouTube about the show. I was like, I don't really love Daisy Jones. She wasn't necessarily a likable character. And because she wasn't really sober and stuff for a lot of the story, you know, she's not really a reliable narrator because she wasn't in the present. Sort of like if you look at, I can't remember the heroine's name, but in the book The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, that heroine, you know, that whole book is about seeing a woman that might have been murdered or missing, but the protagonist is like a hardcore alcoholic, so she's not a reliable narrator because she doesn't know what's truth and what's fiction. And even if you look at F. Scott Fitzgerald's Great Gatsby, Nick Carraway, I think was his name, you know, he's not a reliable narrator either because he's like obsessed with Gatsby, so you don't get the whole truth. So Karen, you kind of get a little more of the truth of Daisy Jones because she was basically the only one semi-sober for the story. And yeah, I just enjoyed her character arc. I liked her humor, and I was look forward to her discussions in the book. So I liked when she would pop up in the story. So Karen from Daisy Jones and the Six. The 10th question was book that made you cry. I don't really cry from books. I don't really cry from that kind of stuff in general, so it didn't happen. Number 11 was a book that made you happy. I would say Forever in Love by Nicole Hyland. It was a short little, it's like short story meets novella length, and it was kind of like a Hallmark, charming, you know, clean, sweet little romance, and it featured a black cat, and I had a black cat, so it was just like really sweet memories, and it was just a fun story. I think I read it in like an hour. I was just like out sitting in the sun enjoying like the warm weather back like in February, and I had a lot of fun reading that story. All right, number 12 is most beautiful book you have bought this year or received. All the books I've read this year have been on my Kindle so they're not necessarily beautiful, but these are kind of cheap because I got them technically at the end of last year, but I really do think my special editions of the Wicked Villains series by Katie Robert are beautiful. This is Desperate Measures. This is Jasmine and Jafar. Just absolutely really pretty. You can get these on Amazon. That's where I got them. My grandma bought them for me for Christmas. She didn't know what they were, so she has like little Christmas notes written inside. But yeah, I love this one. Just really beautiful. And then this one is Beast. This one is Beauty and the Beast retelling. I think it's his name's technically Adam, the Beast's name, so I guess it's Adam and Gaston, I'm assuming, and Belle. I just love it. It's like, it's so cute. I'm assuming this is Gaston, but maybe for like copyright or not being sued, they didn't put him in red. And I guess he's the Beast because he's like got the beard, so he's like facially the Beast. And of course she's got like her Bella hair and the yellow dress, so really lovely as well. Like you can see here, it says like, I love Grandma. I don't think she read the back cover, so hope not. But I really do love those. I think they're really pretty. Okay. And book you need to read by the end of the year. I can't remember the author's name. It comes out on July 11th, and it's called Out on a Limb. It's I think it's Reverse Grumpy Sunshine. I know the hero is an amputee. I think he lost his leg in a war. It's a contemporary. I think it's spicy. It looks really cute. For some reason, maybe he's like a lighthouse keeper. I know it's set like on a beach or something, so I'm really looking forward to it. I think that book looks, from what I've heard from people, it's one of their favorite books of this year, and it seems like it's going to check a lot of boxes of things that I enjoy. So I'll put the picture in of the book, but it's called Out on a Limb, and it comes out July 11th. And I think I got like an indie book, so it should be like $5 or so to get it on your Kindle, so you know it's good. It's a lot better than 15 and stuff, so I'm looking forward to that. Well, that was my mid-month freak out tag. or mid-year. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. If you want to tag yourself, feel free to tag yourself with my video. I think a lot of people have already done it, so I wanted to do mine a little closer to the end of the June because that's officially like the halfway mark of the year. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Even if you don't get to the end of the video, it does me a lot by just liking the video and then leaving even emojis. It just helps push my videos out and reaching an audience and growing. So thank you so much for your support, and hope you enjoy, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye, everyone.